Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you had a great day today, because I actually had a great day today. Welcome to another beautiful episode of Real Estate with Queency. My name is Sandra, the lead consultant for Queency Properties. In our last episode, we talked about four ways in how you can invest rightly in real estate right here in Lagos, Nigeria. And today, the last episode, I talked about we'll be considering titles, the best titles to look out for when you want to invest in Lagos, Nigeria. And today we'll be talking about five document titles that you should look out for before investing in Lagos, Nigeria. So number one, we have Gazette as a title, we have Excision, we have Deed of Assignment, and we have the COO, which is a Certificate of Occupancy, and we have the Governor's Consent. Now, do you know that 3 out of these 5 titles that I have mentioned earlier does not guarantee you your ownership right here in Lagos, Nigeria?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Channel Real Estate with Queency. So earlier we were talking about the 5 document titles, and we talked about the first one, which is the Gazette. Now, what do you understand by a Gazette? A Gazette is an official record book where government details are being spelled out, detailed and recorded. What do you understand by this? Now, for example, if you have a shop where you sell perfumes, all the perfumes bought would be recorded in a book. The kind of perfumes you buy and the prices of different perfumes that you have bought that very day would be recorded in a book. That is what a Gazette is. So for example, if you go to the government and ask the government about lands in Ibejuleki, the government go down to their Gazette and bring out information about this property or this land that you have asked about, and the government tells you from the Gazette book, which has been recorded, the government tells you the topography of that particular land, the square meters of that particular land, where the location of the land is, and so on. So a Gazette is a book, a recorded book that the government documents all the details of every land in that book. That is what a Gazette. Yeah, we have number 2, which is Excision. Now, what do you understand by Excision? Excision is a process whereby the government apportions a portion of land to communities, which will be recorded and documented in the official government Gazette. Now, let me explain further. For example, if the government has 100,000 square meters of land around Ibejuleki, and the government wants to take 70,000 square meters of land around Ibejuleki and give 30,000 square meters to the indigents or the families or the community of Ibejuleki. Now, why does the government want to take 100,000 square meters of land? The government takes that because of the road. The government takes that portion because of creating hospitals, creating a marketplace, creating a railway station, and all of that. So after the government has taken 70,000 square meters of land for the government purpose, the 30,000 square meters of land would be shared among the families or the communities or the indigents in that environment or that community. Now, the process of giving out that 30,000 square meters of land to the families or indigents is what we call exercised land. So the process of doing that, the exercised land would now be documented in a Gazette book. It will now be recorded in a Gazette book. After giving out the 30,000 square meters of land to these people, which are the families or the communities or the indigents. They can now decide to sell that portion of land within themselves after sharing it. So now, if you are an investor and you buy a land from such persons, which we often call the omoonile of that particular environment or that particular community, you do not have a title because the land has not been excised by the government. So if you're an investor and you want to get a property in Lagos, Nigeria, either from a family or from the community or the indigents in that community, you must make sure that the property has been excised by the government to the family or the community before getting that property. If an individual comes to you, just like an omoonile, and they come to you and tell you to buy that property and you do not make your due diligence to know if the property has been excised by the government, you should know automatically that you do not have a land in Lagos, Nigeria, because you did not verify if that property has gone through the government and has been excised by the government to the family or to the community or to the indigents in that community. Remember, excision is a process of the government apportioning a part of the land to the government, to the indigents, to the communities, or to the family of that community. So, for example, if a person comes to you, as which we refer to as omoonile, and they come to you and they tell you that the land has been exercised and you do not make your due diligence and you went ahead to buy a plot of land or 2 plots of land from this omoonile, you should know that at any point in time the government can come back to that land and demolish any project that you have on the land, or even take that land from you because the land has not gone through excision or because the land was not exercised by the government to you. So this is the reason why you have to be very careful whenever you want to buy a property in Lagos, Nigeria, and you have to deal with the right realtor that knows about, that has the knowledge of title before you buy any property in Lagos, Nigeria. So remember, the excision, the process of giving out the portion, the part or the portion of a particular land to a community or the indigents of that community, is what we call excision. So that excision will now be recorded in a gazette book. That's what we call an excision. Number 3, we have a deed of assignment. Now, what is a deed of assignment? A deed of assignment is a legal document that holds record of sale of a property from one individual to another. For example, if you're an investor and you want to buy a property from a family, the process of you paying or purchasing for that property, the family has to sign an agreement, and you, the individual, has to also sign an agreement that shows that you have paid for that property in full. The agreement that has been signed is what we refer to as the deed of assignment, so that in case there is a problem in the future, you can bring out the deed of assignment as a proof that you paid for that land in full and you are the legal owner of that property. That is what we refer to as the deed of assignment. Number 4, we have the certificate of occupancy, which is also known as the C of O. Now, what is certificate of occupancy? Certificate of occupancy is a legal document that proves that an individual is the authentic owner of a property. For example, if you're an investor and you want to buy a property in Lagos, Nigeria, the first thing to do is to verify if the property has been recorded in a gazette book. After you have verified that the property is recorded in a gazette book, you now move further to verify that the property has been excised by the government to either the family or the particular people that bought the property from the government. After you have verified that the property has been excised by the government, then you can now go further to obtain your certificate of occupancy. Your certificate of occupancy shows that you are the rightful owner of that property because it carries your name and it is certain that you are the rightful owner, unlike a gazette that is just a recorded details about every information of a particular land in a particular environment, or an excision that just shows the part of land that was sold out from the government to another individual. So the certificate of occupancy is very important, and it shows that you, the individual, is the right owner of that land. Last but not the least, which is known as number 5, the governor's consent. Now, what do you understand by the governor's consent? A governor's consent is a document that allows the transfer of ownership from the primary owner of the property to the secondary or tertiary owner. For example, if you are an investor and you want to buy a property in Lagos, Nigeria, after you must have verified that the property has a certificate of occupancy, you now go further to obtain a governor's consent. You going further to obtain a governor's consent will show that you are the rightful owner of that property. Without going further to obtain a governor's consent, it is not enough proof that you are the rightful owner of that property. The C of O can only be issued once to a particular individual. Now, the secondary person that wants to buy the property from the primary person must note that you have to obtain a governor's consent from the government that shows the ownership from the primary buyer to you, the secondary buyer. So this helps you to obtain the rightful ownership of that land. For you as a secondary buyer that wants to invest in Lagos, Nigeria, you should make sure that you go through all the process of this title. 1, the gazette. You should make sure that you verify that the document has been detailed in the gazette book, has been recorded in the gazette book. The second one is the excision. You should also make sure that the land has been excised by the government. The third one is the certificate of occupancy. You should also verify that the land has a certificate of occupancy. Then the fourth one is the deed of assignment. You should make sure that there was an agreement between two parties and you have a deed of assignment, after which you can go to the government to obtain a governor's consent. With doing all of that, you'll be rest assured that you have a property that guarantees you your rest of mind in Lagos, Nigeria. Not a property that in few years time the Omonile can take back from you or the government can take back from you if you don't follow all this process. So if you want to have rest of mind in buying a property in Lagos, Nigeria, make sure you go through all these process. And yes, we have come to the end of today's show, Talk Real Estate with Queency. My name is Sandra, the lead consultant for Queency Properties, and what I do is to get the very best of every information as regard real estate in Lagos, Nigeria. Don't forget to please share these videos to your friends, your family, and if you want to speak to me directly, please click on the link. Click on the link, you'll see my number right there. Looking towards investing in Lagos, Nigeria, you should make sure that before you invest, make sure you make your due diligence about all these titles because they're very necessary. The first one is the gazette. You should make sure that the land has been detailed and recorded in a gazette book. The second one is the excision. You should make sure that the government has excised the land by the government, that is the land has been excised by the government. The third one is the certificate of occupancy. You should make sure that the land has a title of certificate of occupancy. Then you should also make sure that there was an agreement between the seller and the buyer, which we call the deed of assignment, which will be given to the buyer. So make sure that you have all of this. With having all of this, you can go further to process or obtain your governor's consent from the government. That's which will show that you have the rightful ownership of that property, and that gives you a peace of mind, that gives you a guarantee, that gives you an assurance that you are the owner of your property. We have come to the end of today's show. I hope you learned something new, something that would help you in the aspect of investing in Lagos, Nigeria. Make sure you share this video to your family and friends. Make sure everyone sees this video, because you do not know what you're doing to another person that sees this video. You have helped the person to gain knowledge about land and document title in Lagos, Nigeria, because not everybody knows about the title and the process of going through all these titles. So make sure you share this video. And yeah, if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where the smart investors meet, and this is where I share helpful tips about real estate in Lagos, Nigeria. Everything you need to know about real estate, I tell you every tips and all the guidelines you need to know about real estate investments. Yeah, my name is Sandra, the lead consultant for Queency Properties, and till I come your way again, make sure you stay tuned to this channel, and the next show will be very, 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 very educative, and I'm bringing something new, like something that you'll be very, very, very amazed. So stay tuned and make sure you turn on your notification bell, so that when I post subsequent videos, you'll be among the first to see. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video to your family and friends. And if you want to speak to me directly, you can always call me. Call the number showing on your screen for any question, for any explanation, or for any other, or for investing. Yeah, for investing in Lagos, Nigeria, because I am the best person to deal with when it comes to investment in Lagos, Nigeria. So pick up your phone, give us a call, dial my number, talk to me, let's talk, let's discuss about real estate investments in Lagos, Nigeria. So come your way again. Don't forget to always invest in Lagos, Nigeria. Peace out and bye for now.